Do you think for a moment if Joe Biden came down with the coronavirus, God forbid, that me and Joe on this show would be gloating in it? If you think that, please don't watch my show again because you've definitely got the wrong guy. So devastating news I woke up to this morning. I got up at around 6 o'clock. The dog always wakes us up barking because the dog has to go outside, of course, do the business. They don't exactly get to flush a toilet bowl, the doggies, especially when they're young and their bladders are tiny. But I woke up to some really, I was in shock. Washington Examiner, the President of the United States, in case you haven't heard, I'm sure most of you have by the time this airs and airs on terrestrial radio, and the First Lady both have tested positive for coronavirus after Hope Hicks, who's one of their closest advisors, tested positive as well. You know, folks, again, the instant response from some on the left, and I thought about this. I thought about it and deliberated on it all morning. Do I show you all of the tweets? I'm not, when I say all of them, I mean hundreds of serious blue check mark liberals. I'm not talking about, a couple of D canoes, if you know what I mean. I'm talking about people with big followings and influence, literally wishing for the president's death.
Doesn't surprise me. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't surprise me either. But it is just a reminder, as I tweeted out this morning, and I want to be very clear, it wasn't all of them. I opened up the show specifically addressing the Biden camp, which sent out a nice well-wish with no stupid caveats, which I thought was right. Tulsi Gabbard, even Rachel Maddow. And they deserve to be applauded for that. Period. Not suggesting anything, their politics or anything like that. But we can't say let's put politics to bed. And when other people say and do the right thing, say, oh, well, let's pile on them too. No, I'm not going to do that. But sadly, there were large numbers of sick blue check mark liberals on Twitter and elsewhere, Facebook, wishing for the death of the president. There's a reminder out there of who these people are. Not stigmatizing all Democrats out there. I'm simply telling you it is a reminder of what we're up against. This is as Manichaean a fight as you're going to see in your lifetime. I told you the fight was going to come to your door. I told you the people we're dealing with who want to bring this fight to your front door are genuinely awful and evil human beings. They tell you every day, ignore them at your own peril. They're not kidding. They're playing for keeps. This is not fun for them. This is not a sandbox. This, for them, they consider existential. You're making a catastrophic mistake if you don't look at it the same way. There's another takeaway here, ladies and gentlemen. This is too important to stay home in this fight. It's too important to stay home. I'm obviously devastated that the president caught this virus, the coronavirus. I know he'll come through it. I know Melania Trump, the first lady, will come through it. But attacking the president because he chose during the most important election of our lifetime at 74 years old to go out and campaign in spite of the fact that he could become infected, and that's somehow a knock on him by the left, is disgraceful. Joe Biden's free to make his own choices. Joe Biden wants to sit in his basement, and Joe Biden wants to campaign from his basement and backyards because he thinks it's safer. That's fine. That's a personal choice Joe Biden has made. If you believe the polls, that choice may work out well for him. That wasn't the president of the United States' choice. He put his own health at risk. As he said last night on the Sean Hannity show, police officers, firemen, military people come up to him. They want to hug him, shake his hand. He doesn't have people turn him away. He could. I worked in the Secret Service. You don't think they could turn him away? But he doesn't do that. And we're knocking him for it because he may have caught a potentially deadly virus? Think about that for a minute before you run with that line of reasoning. Because I know you think the American people are with you on that because some of you are in a media bubble. You're in the Truman Show where everybody's acting around you and telling you how great you are, even though they know it's all an act. But that's not how most of America feels. They're pretty devastated that the president of the United States, while he was out campaigning in the most important election of our lifetime, while shaking hands with people he cares about, caught a potentially deadly virus. That's how they feel. They're watching what you do on social media platforms and elsewhere while you gloat in this moment. In one of the most grotesque displays of insanity and lunatic-like behavior I've seen in my lifetime, and that's saying a lot. Do you think for a moment if Joe Biden came down with the coronavirus, God forbid, that me and Joe on this show would be gloating in it? If you think that, please don't watch my show again, because you've definitely got the wrong guy. We don't even like talking about his cognitive decline. The only reason we address it, as we've repeatedly stated and been careful about the tone, and we've made mistakes on it too, is because it's not funny, but he's running for president. It's important. Just like it's important right now to discuss the logistics if something happens, God forbid, to President Trump. We can't ignore it.
You just heard Dan Bongino.